So somebody took a weapon into a hospital again and discharged it. So it's not a fun topic, but we're going to have to discuss it today because what do we do here? We talk about the difficult things so that you can get just as mad as me and we can hopefully raise awareness for things and we can fix them. Today we are talking about a hospital in Tennessee called, what is it? It is Ascension, Midtown, St. Joseph. There are other names, St. Thomas, Ascension St. Thomas in Midtown. This is a hospital in Nashville, Tennessee, where just the other day someone walked in and decided, hey, once again, we will choose violence. No one was hurt in this incident. We are going to, which is wonderful, but that doesn't decrease the fact that this is happening and we need to discuss it because there are solutions in hospitals and which I boggles my mind that we just will not look at the solutions. So let's run down the situation really quick. What happened, what we can do about it. And the more infuriating part, how can we even forget that the hospital didn't even really tell its staff what was happening? Okay. Because that boggles the mind even more. Okay. So here's the situation in Nashville, Tennessee. A man has been taken into custody after police said he opened fire inside Ascension St. Thomas Midtown Hospital in Nashville. On Saturday, November 26th, officers sent them there. Basically, the person was in the stairwell, had gotten in through a back door that was for some reason open. Lesson number one, don't ever crack doors in hospitals. I know it's annoying. Sometimes you're going outside and you're like, oh, I'm just going to run outside really quick and I don't know, I've seen people like prop doors open for like smoke breaks or different things where they're like, I'm just going to crack this door open, leave it here. I'm going to be right back. Please don't do that. Hospital doors, the ones that lock, they need to lock for a reason. So lesson number one, please make sure the doors are locked. I feel like I have heard, so some of this information is alleged because it came from TikTok from nurses who told sources on TikTok. So we're just going to all keep that in mind. But so some of the information we're going to have is alleged, and then others is like they're reporting on it and it seems to be verified. But those nurses did come forward and tell people, they just said, I have to stay anonymous. I can't tell the police, like, I can't come forward with this information because my employer will threaten me. Because apparently, well, per the people, they said that their employer was threatening them to not talk about any of this. So that makes it difficult. That can be lesson number two, or maybe not lesson, but fun fact number two is that a lot of the times when these types of safety things happen inside of healthcare systems, you don't hear about them because the hospital says, shh. And if you don't, shh, then you get fired. And most people need their jobs. So anyway, this person came in a back door, whether it was left open or I heard via the TikTok that like a 90-year-old woman via the TikTok, I heard on TikTok that this door is open during the daytime. So you can get into the stairwells. Usually in hospitals, there's kind of every now and then these super tall like stairwells that'll access all of the up and down. They're not for patients. It's for like people who work there scampering up and down, to get their steps in during the day. There were people who took the stairs all the time. I was like, how? Every time I tried that, I showed up to work and I was like, and everyone was like, wow, are you dying? I was like, no, I just tried to do what you do. To be fair, hospital stairs are double. You know what I mean? The stairwells, like if you think it's, one traditional stairwell, it's actually two because the hospital floors are taller. Anyway, let's get back to this. So this person was in the stairwell. I heard that he was, again, allegedly, had maybe gone to the ER and had been discharged and then came back in because he was from a different state and was like, had nowhere to go and was in a bit of was not doing great from a psychiatric perspective. But again, all of that is, I had just kind of like heard that through different TikTok stories. It doesn't really matter. He managed to get into a hospital with a firearm and discharged it. So once again, we don't have enough security. We are leaving doors open for people to be able to come in with firearms and to shoot things. He went into the stairwell though, and he couldn't get to the unit because you had to swipe a key card, which brings us to number two. Many times in healthcare situations, I mean, I've been guilty of this. You see someone coming up behind you and you let them through, even if you don't see a badge, if you don't see anything, because they're coming up behind you and you're like, oh, I'm just going to let this person like through. I think we need to reevaluate all of that given the chaos that things are right now. If you see someone coming up behind you, if you're holding the door, look at their badge, make sure this is fine. If you're in a stairwell like that, I don't know, maybe don't hold the door, but then that makes you feel like a jerk. But then situations like this happen. And what if someone else had been in the stairwell and they like let him in and he got up to a floor that he normally wouldn't have been able to access. And I think he was on the fourth floor, which I want to say it was like labor and delivery or something, which would be, I mean, any floor is horrible, but like that's just even more traumatic. Um, don't let people indoors. Okay. All right. So he was there. They found him in the stairwell. He had fired multiple rounds. He was like stuck in there because it was the middle of the night. It was night shift and he couldn't get in. Those doorways are obviously much less used. But he started shootings and then police were called and they came and they got him and they took him away and no people were injured. There are issues here, though, right? First of all, the one being that this happened. Two, the fact that what if someone had gone into the stairwell? You know, they're really like harping on, well, no one got hurt. It's like, yeah, but like, what if someone had walked into that stairwell? Because I don't know, I used to climb the stairs at night because remember how I can't breathe when I climb the stairwell because I was pretty out of shape? Well, it kept me awake because night shift, you're exhausted at 3 a.m. And I'm like, well, if I'm struggling to breathe, then I'm definitely not sleeping. So, you know, a little bit of help there. People run up and down stairs all the time to run between units, do anything like that. If they had entered the stairwell, that might not have ended well. I think I don't need to explain to you why having a firearm inside a hospital is not safe. And the hospital, in order to, they kind of seemed like they were covering it up. And they didn't like announce it to patients or anything. They didn't announce it over the overhead speaker. Normally, I don't want to show his face because he doesn't deserve any more FaceTime. Normally, in a situation like this, the hospital will call like something called a code silver or something like that, and it will go over the loudspeakers. And everyone will know. And then you'll go into lockdown, right? You'll go and hide behind doors. You'll close all the doors. You'll try to get patients in safer positions. You yourself will go and hide. I have been through many of these at institutions that I have worked at. And this hospital didn't call one. The reasons why have been from, they didn't want to instill panic. Again, this is all like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the facts of why they didn't get called. Again, I saw a TikTok that said the person who actually does the overhead announcements heard that there was an active shooter in the hospital and they ran away from the hospital. So obviously you can't really make announcements if you're not there. It doesn't really matter. The fact that like it stood like that and they weren't notified is horrifying, and patients weren't told either. And I really think patients deserve to be told in situations like this, and family members, that this is a situation that is ongoing, right? I get that the hospital's like, well, we don't want to panic people. P.S. They like downplayed this whole situation and just like did not talk about it and told their employees don't talk about it until like a day or two passed before like finally the media caught on and was like, wait, did something happen here? And the hospital's like,
Oh, funny you mention it. Yeah.
look at that. But patients didn't even know. This was a statement from Samaj Valentine, who's visiting his girlfriend at the hospital all day on preparing to give birth to their son. The workers didn't say anything. When I woke up this morning, it happened overnight. They didn't say nothing. I was so surprised. I don't know what to say right now. That's crazy. That is crazy. You deserve to go to work and not have to feel like you're going to be harmed. You deserve to go to work. And if there is harm, to be told about it, right? We need informed consent. And patients deserve to know what happens when things like this happens. They need to put security guards on the back. Yes. See, if this is a random family member who is recommending like, hey, I have a solution for you. You need to put security guards on unlocked doors. Maybe, yes, that's all I got to say. They go in through the back. They need to put some security on the back. Who was just this Rain Williams, a person stopping in to see a family member. If Wayne can figure it out, why can't the rest of it figure it out? We need at any entry point of hospitals and healthcare systems, like security guards, even better, metal detectors through the areas where patients are coming into, right? Hospitals over and over again will say, well, that just puts off a bad image. It looks bad. Hello, I don't care if it looks bad. This is happening enough, which is why we're talking about it, that we need to implement safety measures that really aren't going to cost that much. Metal detectors are not that crazy expensive, but it could save a ton of lives, right? Who cares if it doesn't look right and makes the hospital feel like it's giving off this is unsafe vibes? That reminds me a lot of when the whole plague started happening and hospitals wouldn't let their own employees wear masks because it made people panic. I wonder who hospitals are actually concerned for. Stan Medlock, who was visiting relatives with Williams, said Saturday's incident is just one example of gun violence plaguing the country. Yes, I agree. That person that we're going to see is actually on the fourth floor. So, like I say, when you look at the news every day, anytime you hear of a shooting or something, I hear people say, I didn't think it could happen here, which is, I feel like, what most of us would think. But people need to be aware that it can happen literally anywhere. Yes. Well, that's depressing. And he's gotten charged. The person who did this has gotten charged with a Class E felony. This is the statement from Ascension, the hospital. The safety of our associates, providers, and patients and visitors is always the highest priority, which is why we let this happen and we didn't announce it and we just swept it under the rug. We're so proud of the prompt response by our associates and the Metro Nashville Police Department. We are most thankful for the safety of all involved. Our campus leaders have visited hospital departments to answer associates' questions, concerns, and provide support. AKA, we have told them, if you talk about this, we will fire you. So that's how you offer support. We are fully cooperating with the Nashville Police Department in their investigation. Well, that's kind of you. I'm glad you gave them the security footage that shows the bullets that you found. I think there were like 10 shots that he fired. So that's good. I'm glad you're giving them that. I really wish you would have notified the people working in the building and the patients, family members, and the patients that this was happening and provided a little bit more, I don't know, just general help. Anything. I wish you wouldn't threaten your employees when they say, hey, this is unsafe. We would like to go talk about it. I wish you let them do that without threatening to fire them. Anyway, I have covered other things that go into more detail of safety things that we can do in order to make hospitals more safe. I will leave that video linked down below. There is the Safety from Violence for Healthcare Employees Act. And I think there's one more. I will leave it linked down below. And these are things that you can write to your representatives about in government in your own words and just say, hey, I feel passionately about that we need to do a better job protecting healthcare workers in these environments and patients and family members and all the people, whatever your perspective is from it, and say, I think that, we need to start protecting people in these settings. There's a lot of emotions in healthcare because it's usually either the best day of someone's life or the worst day of someone's life if they're in the hospital. Both of those come with highly charged emotions and make people do things that hopefully normally wouldn't do, or just they act very rashly, and it can turn really horrible really fast. So letting them know that this is a bill that you would like to have put forth, that this provides protections, that it requires hospitals to hopefully do a little bit of something to actually put safeguards in place for patients and healthcare workers alike, because we deserve to go to work without having to worry, am I ever going to go home? And yeah, so I will leave the information for that link down below. Again, spread the word on this so other people can get angry. Again, I know it's not fun to talk about these things, but if we don't talk about them, if we don't cover them, if we aren't aware that it's even happening, hospitals will be able to continue to just sweep this under the rug like it's not happening. They don't have to implement any more safeguards. We don't have to have the uncomfortable conversations going forward. Oh, and the other thing I was going to say was, if you are entering healthcare and you're like, this makes me scared, that's very fair. But this is something you can also ask about in job interviews. You can be like, hey, what is your plan for if you have active shooters or threats on the building or someone in here? Like, you can ask those questions. You can ask them in the interview itself. I would ask that. You can even ask the people because you always should shadow, always job shadow, never take a job if you don't job shadow. Ask them, say, hey, have you experienced this here? Does this happen often? Do you feel safe here? Do you feel like they do try to protect you? Do you know, are there security measures in the ER? Do they have at the entrances metal detectors? How safe do you feel? Scope that out. And if the person is saying, no, I don't feel like it's transparent, no, I don't feel like it's that safe, maybe that's not the best place for you, because ultimately you deserve to go to work somewhere that is safe and that respects you. All right, friends. And on that very happy note, please do share this video. If you want other people to get just as mad as us so that we can see change, give the like. It makes the YouTube gods happy. And comment down any situation below where you have felt safe or unsafe at work. And yes, spread the love. If you are interested in this topic, I think you'll also like this video, which goes more in depth on different safety measures and more of the act that we talked about in just a different situation that you can raise awareness for. I hope you know, my friends, that you are not alone in this slightly overwhelming healthcare just world that we're in at the moment. You are more than enough, and you can do hard things. I'll see you later. Bye.